Welcome to Rising Parent, your go-to podcast for navigating the twists and turns of parenthood. I'm your host, Vanessa, and we are here to help you navigate the tough conversations and build strong connections with your children. But first, please subscribe to our podcast for more expert advice and to help us continue providing valuable content to support you on your parenting journey. In this episode, Edna and Tim will dive into the art of honest and open communication, exploring practical tips for addressing difficult topics with sensitivity and understanding. So, grab a cup of tea and let's embark on this journey together.
Talking to kids about tough stuff can be a bit tricky, right? Like you're walking through a minefield sometimes and explaining illness, dealing with loss, even like trying to understand those scary things you see on the news. It can leave anyone feeling a little tongue-tied, even if you've been a parent or caregiver for a while.
It's definitely a challenge. It's natural to want to protect kids from all that, but that's what we're diving into today.
Exactly.
How to find strategies to have those conversations calmly and confidently.
We're looking at a blog post today.
Okay.
It's from the Meg Foundation. They do some amazing work with kids who are going through pain and tough situations.
Yeah, they're great.
What I liked about this particular post was it had some really specific phrases, and they can make all the difference.
Totally. The foundation emphasizes honesty, and their point is kids are way more perceptive than we often realize.
Right.
They sense our worry, even when we don't say it out loud, so trying to hide things completely can actually make things worse.
Oh, I've learned that one the hard way, thinking I could just smile and pretend everything was fine.
Yeah.
But my kids always knew something was up.
Well, it makes sense. Kids are super attuned to our emotions, like little sponges,
Oh, yeah?
soaking up the vibes, even if we don't say a word.
Totally. So honesty is key, but the Meg Foundation also talks about staying calm,
Right,
which, can be easier said than done when you're dealing with something hard yourself.
for sure. But they remind us that kids take their cues from us. If we're freaking out, they're probably going to freak out too. So taking a deep breath, finding that calm center, whatever, helps us with our own stress. That's setting the right tone.
That's like the whole put your oxygen mask on first thing, right?
Exactly.
You can't help someone else if you're not breathing yourself.
Exactly. And once you've got that honesty and that calm, the foundation has these 3 phrases that can help guide the whole conversation.
Okay.
And they're simple, easy to remember, super effective.
Okay. I'm all ears. Give me those magic phrases.
Okay, the first one is, good question. Why do you ask?
Ooh, I like that already. It doesn't feel like I'm on the spot. It feels like we're figuring this out together.
Exactly. And it helps you get to the heart of what the child's worried about. We tend to overthink, right? Try to cover every single angle. But kids often have one specific thing on their mind.
Right?
This phrase helps us tap right into that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's magic phrase number 2.
It is. What do you know about that? Or what do you think?
I love that because it's so easy to think you know what's going on in their little heads.
Right.
But this gives them a chance to tell you what they understand, their perspective.
Absolutely. It acknowledges that they have their own thoughts and feelings, and those might be totally different from ours. Plus, it helps us figure out what they already know so we know where to start.
And it shows them their opinions matter, which is so important.
Absolutely.
For building that confidence, that ability to think for themselves. Okay, hit me with magic phrase number 3. Okay, this one might sound a little strange at first, but it's really powerful. I want to make sure I do a good job of answering. Let me think about it and get back to you.
Wait, so you're saying it's okay to not know everything right away? Because sometimes, let's be honest, these questions come out of left field.
Absolutely. And it's a really graceful way to say, I need a minute.
Right.
To collect your thoughts, maybe do a little research if you need to, and then come back with a good answer.
Right.
It also shows the kid that you're taking them seriously.
Yeah.
And you're not just giving them a quick, off-the-cuff response.
Right. It's like saying, this is important. I'm going to give you the best answer I can, even if it takes me a little time. I like that.
Yeah. It's a good reminder for all of us, not just for kids, but for adults, too.
Yeah.
We don't always have to have the answers right away.
Oh, absolutely. I've had those moments where I'm just thinking, quick, say something smart. Don't let them see you panicking.
We've all been there. But this gives us a chance to show them a different way. It's okay to say, hold on, I need to think about this.
Right.
Even grown-ups don't know everything, and it's fine to take a minute.
So we've got that honesty, staying calm, those three great phrases. But I feel like there's something bigger here. Something about keeping those lines of communication open beyond just these tough moments.
Absolutely. And the Meg Foundation points this out too. They say behind a lot of these questions, there's a basic fear kids have. Am I going to be okay, or are we going to be okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even if they're asking about something specific, they're worried about being safe.
Exactly. And the foundation suggests a response that's both honest and reassuring.
Okay.
We are going to be okay. I'm not sure exactly how things are going to play out, but I know we will figure it out together.
That's so powerful because it acknowledges we don't always know what's going to happen, especially when things are hard. But it also shows you're there for them no matter what.
Exactly. We're a team. We'll figure it out.
So to recap what we've learned from this deep dive, the Meg Foundation really focuses on honesty and calm. That's the foundation for any conversation, especially when things are tough.
Right. Honesty, because kids are so perceptive. Trying to hide things can actually cause more anxiety. And staying calm, because kids pick up on our emotions.
Then we've got those three phrases. Good question. Why do you ask? So you can figure out what they're really concerned about.
Yep.
What do you know about that? Or what do you think? That way, you're acknowledging what they already know.
Exactly.
And I want to make sure I do a good job answering. Let me think about it and get back to you. That gives you a chance to breathe and give a good answer.
Right. And then that reassurance, we are going to be okay. I'm not sure exactly how things are going to play out, but I know we will figure it out together.
That's such a strong message in just a few words. It's like we said, it's about building that open communication, not just for handling these specific conversations, but for giving kids the tools to deal with anything life throws at them.
You know, it's interesting. I think this approach can work even in everyday interactions. It's creating that space where you can talk about anything, where they feel comfortable asking questions.
Where they feel heard and understood, right?
Exactly. And that connection, that feeling of trust can make a huge difference.
So to all the parents and caregivers listening, I hope these strategies are helpful. You don't have to have every answer. None of us do. You just have to be present, be honest, and be willing to listen. That's what really matters. And if you're looking for more, the Meg Foundation has a great website.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of information on managing pain, dealing with those tough times, and of course, talking to kids about all those sensitive subjects.
Yeah, they're a great resource. You can tell they really care about helping families going through those challenges.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay.
What's one topic, one that you've been putting off talking to a kid about?
Could be anything, right?
Yeah.
A loss, something scary on the news, one of those complicated things happening in the world, whatever comes to mind.
Think about those strategies we talked about today.
Right.
Those phrases, that reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
How could they help you start that conversation?
You know, and maybe even jot down some notes.
Yeah.
Because these conversations, as hard as they can be, they're so important
Yeah.
for building that resilience in kids, for building trust, for helping them face the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, nobody's perfect.
Right.
Just being there, being honest, listening, that's the key.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on talking to kids about the tough stuff.
Yeah.
Hope you found it helpful.
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep learning, keep exploring, and keep those conversations going.
And that's a wrap. We hope this episode has empowered you to approach tough conversations with confidence and compassion. Remember, open and honest communication is key to building strong relationships with your children. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more expert advice and to help us continue providing valuable content to support you on your parenting journey. Until next time, happy parenting.